Hello students, myself Rajkumar Meena, Assistant Professor in English, posted at BSR Arts College Alwar. Today, with the help of this video, I will make you understand animal form, which is in course of BA Part 1st year, Paper 2nd, Prose and Fiction, Unit C. In earlier video, I make you understand and give the background or history of the author George Orwell. Now, with the help of this video, I will make you give a introduction to the novel Animal Farm. Animal Farm was first published in year 1945. It is called a fairy story by the author. But it is also a burlesque which pokes fun at a political party. It is a humorous hit at Marxist ideology. The story has been specially told for children. Children love to read and hear such a satirical stories. As the name of the book suggests, it is a story of animals. There was an old-fashioned form in England. It was called manure farm. Things to be remembered that the name of the farm is manure farm. The owner of the farm was Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones was the owner of the farm. There were many animals on the farm. Among them were pigs, horses, pigeons, goats, cows, a cat, a donkey, dogs, hen, and a raven. Among these animals, there was an old boar called Old Major. He was 12 years old. Once he was very sick and very near to his death. He called a meeting of the animals. He told them that their lives were very miserable. They were not free. They were the slaves of man. They work hard, but they did not get enough to eat because of man. And man was the sole cause of their miseries and unhappiness. They could be happy only if they overthrew human race. Man was their greatest enemy and their happiness depended on conquering man. 3 days later, he died. Who died? Old Major died. But before dying, he had inspired the animal with rebellious zeal. The animal on the manure farm were deeply affected by the words of Old Boar, which was known as Old Major. They began to think about what he had said. They had several meetings in the barn. At last, they resolved to rebel against their master, Mr. Jones. One day, they drove him out of the farm. Thus, they became owner of the farm. The pigs were regarded the wisest of all the animals. 2 of the pigs were wiser than other pigs and became the natural leaders of the animals. 2 pigs were Snowball and Napoleon. They changed the name of manure farm and called it Animal Farm. They made their own laws and began to work accordingly. All the animals began to treated as equals. Now they work for themselves alone. Napoleon, a pig leader, was more cunning and tactful than Snowball. He wanted to become the master of the farm. One day, he drew out Snowball and became self-appointed dictatorial leader. He persuaded the animal to do what he liked. Under him, things changed. Animals began to be treated badly. They were forced to work hard every day, except the privileged pigs. No one got enough to eat. They could not complain against the ill treatment. They also had not the courage to do anything against their leader. There was a reason for that. Napoleon was always surrounded by fierce dogs. They were ready to kill any animal at his order. So the animal begins to suffer under the worst kind of dictatorship. The life of the animal began very hard and miserable. It was worse than the life they lived under Mr. Jones. They were treated like slaves, while Napoleon enjoyed all the privileges and comforts of authority. He slept on a bed. He drank wine and beer like human beings. He invited other farmers, owners, all human beings to his farm. He dined and drank wine with them. Finally, he had an agreement with them and developed a political and commercial relationship with man. This is in nutshell the story of the animal farm. Though the story of animal farm, the novelist wants to convey a number of things to us. This fairy story about animals of England is a satire against Marxist. Marxist is an ideology. Behind the thin veil of animalism are very visible the idea of communism. The animals are typically representatives of the party concerned, and they speak nothing but the language of communism. In this story, we get a glimpse of author anti-communist feeling and ideas. The story also serves as a warning against communism. The grim picture of the animal suffering under the region of Napoleon can always serve as a deterrent to people who advocate a society after Marxist ideals. The story also conveys the feeling that power-hungry leader can go to any extent to exploit the common man for his own ends. Such a man can find easy supporters who are ready to do anything for him. Society must beware of such power-hungry men and opportunists. The story ends on the note that communism is no solution to get rid of political and economic illness of human society. If we resort to communism for betterment of human being, we can only make them brainless creatures who obey orders from above without questioning their wisdom and soundness. People living under Marxist rule are no better than animals. They do not enjoy liberty of any kind and are not allowed to think for themselves. There, the common man is reduced to the level of worker who is fully satisfied in the fulfillment of his physical needs. So, it was a brief outline story of Animal Farm which was written by George Orwell. In next video, we will describe the basic and main characters of the animal form which make you easy to draw a sketch in your mind of the story Animal